Hello, welcome back. I'm Statman Dave, and today we're going to take a look at Erik Ten Hag's 21-22 Ajax in Tactics Explained. Remember to subscribe if you're new, smash that like button, but anyway, let's get this party started. Since being appointed as Ajax manager on the 28th of December 2017, Erik Ten Hag has transformed the club from a Europa League team and the second best domestically to an undisputed king of the Eredivisie and serious dark horses in the Champions League. Whilst his 2018-19 semi-finalists stand out in your memory, I think the current setup and side are better. Ajax line up in a 4-2-3-1. Erik Ten Hag coaches his team to play a vertical tiki-taka style. Possession-based football but played at a higher tempo, with more direct passing than tiki-taka made famous by Pep Guardiola. In possession, Ten Hag's Ajax build out from the back using short passes, which sees a preference for technical players with the ball. This is most notably in goal, where Andre Onana, an excellent ball-playing goalkeeper who was banned for doping, was replaced by 38-year-old Remko Pasveer, who prior to the season had played just 9 times in European competitions. This was due to his ability on the ball rather than his shot stopping. What's very noticeable about Ajax under Ten Hag is the fluidity of its players. There's a clear structure that the team adheres to, but the players interchange to create variations. Generally, we see a 3-4-3 diamond, a 4-1-4-1 and a 3-box-3 from Ajax in possession, which makes them very difficult to stop. To preserve the structure of the side, we often see the back four, goalkeeper and defensive midfielder adheres taking responsibility for the build-up. This is important because it stops the pitch from becoming congested and creates more space for Ajax's builders to play in. However, if backline, often a fullback, will move into the vacated position. But the constant movement and awareness of the Ajax players means that if this is tracked and a gap is left in the fullback's previous position, a winger or attacking midfielder will move there to exploit the space. Ajax generally look to stretch the pitch as much as possible, and the outside players take up very wide positions. The big space needed to be covered by the opposition can cause pressers to think before they press. Often this hesitation creates time for an Ajax player who is initially marked by a presser's shadow cover to move and create a new passing lane. Alternatively, if the opposition try and match Ajax with a narrow shape, direct passes to the wide plumb. Even if the opposition aren't playing narrow, these pass lanes are always open because of the narrowness of Ajax's central midfielders compared to how wide the wingers are at all times. What's dangerous about this Ajax team is that when they break the first line of pressure, Ten Hag's attacking structure often creates too many progressive passes to stop. I've seen occasions where the player in possession has 6 passes that would progress the play. We saw this in Ajax's 4-0 win over Borussia Dortmund. Pasveer in possession, he plays it quickly to Blind, who carries and plays a 1-2 with Tadic before assessing his options. At this point, he has 5 forward passing options, 3 fairly simple short passes, 1 that would need to be zipped into the number 10, and a switch of play to the right winger. He finds Gravenberch as Ajax create a 1v1 in just 4 touches, but Antony's shot is blocked. What's more is that there's a bit of pragmatism about Ajax this season. If an opposition has picked up all their short passing options, 6'3" striker Sebastian Haller offers a direct route that Ajax aren't afraid to use. In attack, we see Ajax shift to a 3-2-2-3. This shape is usually created by the wingers moving high and wide to hold the width, Matzala, Gravenberch moving into the same line as the attacking midfielder, and a fullback, usually the right back, taking an inverted position whilst the other tucks in to create a back 3. That being said, there's still a lot of fluidity and we see a lot of positional rotation, albeit within a general structure. We saw this in Mazraoui's goal against Groningen with Deremy in possession. At this point, you can see largely Ajax's attacking structure. All the players are where they're supposed to be. The winger goes back to Blind, who finds Martinez. Martinez and Alvarez and Classy combine to create space for the centre-back, who spots Mazraoui in the attacking unit. Martinez then expertly picks him out with an inch-perfect ball over the defence, which allows the right-back to finish first time. Not a goal that you'd expect your fullbacks to score unless you're Erik Ten Hag. A big focus of Ajax this season is creating overloads. Most notably, we see 1v1s or qualitative overloads out wide with the wingers. When they're in possession, the other 4 most forward players can create a front 5, with the winger, which naturally outnumbers a back four, invariably creating a spare man. Whilst we see the wingers dribble at their man, hit the byline and cut the ball back or low cross for a teammate, we also see the wingers use underlaps to pull the opponents apart. A big part of this creativity comes through Dusan Tadic, the leading chance creator in both the Eredivisie and the Champions League, output by playing high-tempo football and letting the ball do the work. The speed at which Ajax can flick the tempo is incredible. An opponent can go from safety, containing Ajax in the middle of the pitch with lots of bodies between the ball and the goal, to the Dutch champions creating a huge chance in just a few touches, using 1 or 2 touch play to work these underlaps and then first-time crosses. We saw this in Ajax's first goal in their 5-0 win over PSV Eindhoven. Mazraoui in possession. Under pressure, he goes back to Martinez, who finds Timber. At this point, PSV are generally set pretty well with 7 outfielders and most of their half between the ball and their goal. But Ajax score with 5 touches. Martinez to Gravenberch, underlap to Tadic, cut back to Berghaus, who finishes first time. There isn't a lot PSV could do differently from Timber being in possession, as Ajax's attacking structure asks all kinds of questions. When Gravenberch receives, the fullback has to leave Tadic and move over to engage the ball, but the quick pass from the youngster releases Tadic into space, pulling the centre-back wide to engage, creating a 2v1 on the other centre-back who has no chance of marking Eller making the run for the low cross, and marking Berghaus to stop the cutback. And finally, Tadic's first-time cross stops the PSV defensive midfielder from recovering, creating time and space for the recipient to score. And to go with this progressive modern style of chance creation through positional play, underlaps and low crosses, this season has seen Ten Hag use a physically imposing striker as a target man, giving them an old-fashioned route to goal. This means when Ajax create 1v1s for their wingers, instead of having to be forced backwards, if there aren't any immediate short passes on, the wingers can whip in the crosses for Aller to contest. As you'd expect, this has been highly effective, and not only is Aller the top scorer in the Eredivisie and the Champions League this season, but he's taken and scored the most shots with his head in Europe's top competition. When Ajax lose the ball, they deploy a counter-press with the closest player to the ball engaging to slow the counter-attack or regain possession. Ten Hag's side are very good at this, and in this season's Champions League, the only side with more possession and more successful pressures than Ajax are Klopp's Liverpool, the undisputed pressing kings of Europe. If they aren't able to regain the ball, Ajax drop into a variable 4-5-1 as they look to defend from the front using man-to-man pressing. This structure is variable because it depends on what the opposition are playing. If it's a 4-2-3-1, Ajax pressing structure becomes a 4-3-3, as the midfielders get matched up and leave Ajax with just one spare man at the back. Meanwhile, against Sporting CP's 3-4-3, Ajax's press resembled a 4-1-2-3, as they fully committed to a man-to-man press. The high line of engagement we see in Ajax's pressing this season usually keeps the opposition away from their own defensive third, whilst the aggressiveness forces a lot of turnovers, which means they face very few dangerous shots. This is really highlighted in the Eredivisie, where after 21 games, Erik Ten Hag's Ajax have conceded just 5 goals. In terms of personnel, there isn't one player that's crucial to Ajax this season. Obviously, their best players make them perform at a better level, but Ajax don't break without 1 or 2 men. At 19, 20 and 21 respectively, Gravenberch, Timber and Antony all look like stars of the future. Timber is a very good ball-playing centre-back that could probably move into central midfield if he plays in a slightly more physical league due to his short stature at centre-half, but that's not saying he's a bad centre-back. Quick and a very good cover defender. Gravenberch is a true two-way midfielder that's got everything that Paul Pogba had at 19, with some tactical intelligence. He's athletic, technically superb with great control and dribbling and passing, but he also plays with incredible maturity. Antony, meanwhile, is a dribbling playmaker. A left-footed right winger, the Brazilian uses his acceleration, agility and dribbling ability to glide past defenders, whilst his left foot is a real one, capable of playing defence-splitting passes and curling the ball into the back of the net. But they are just the wonder kids. Lisandro Martinez, Edson Alvarez and Mazraoui are all ready to step up and play for a top side in a top European league. Tactically excellent, incredibly exciting to watch with players that are constantly improving. There isn't a team in the Champions League that shouldn't be worried about Erik Ten Hag's Ajax side. But anyway guys, what do you think? Have you been impressed by Ajax this season? And are they better than the Champions League semi-final side? Let me know in the comments below. I've been Statman Dave. Subscribe if you're new. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed it,